Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Conservative Poet with me, Amania. I am excited for this video because this video is a learning video for me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to learn this, and probably there's somebody else out there in the universe who doesn't know what these things mean and they want to know it and understand it as well. So you've heard the term Karen, and then you've heard, maybe you haven't heard, there's Karens, there's Becky's, and there's Stacey's. And I had no clue about any of them. Now, Karen, I've heard of, over the years. I never really was into that, like really focused on it. I knew it was a white woman, but I didn't know the details of the whole thing. And so I've been watching some new videos. I'm diving into some more social things here in the social space. And so I've had to learn, what do these terms mean when I hear they say, "Oh, that's a Becky," or "That's a Karen," or "That's a Stacey." And I'm like, I don't know what these things mean. So I had to go and learn. So of course we're gonna go to Google to get this information. So that's what this video is all about. It is a learning thing for me in the social space. So if you want to learn about Stacey, Becky, and Karen's, then stay tuned. Karen versus Becky versus Stacey. How different are these slang terms? So we're getting this straight out of Google, but it's at dictionary.com. So comes to certain white women these days, it doesn't matter what lovely moniker their parents may have given them. They've also been designed with name Karen, Becky, or Stacy. Why? These common names are now shorthand for a certain kind of woman who either behaves badly. Does that mean behaves badly? Or or others like to complain about. They behave badly or others like to complain about them. Okay. As viral videos of Becky's blow up and the service industry cringe whenever a Karen asks to speak to the manager, these names have taken on a new meaning. But are all these names insults? They are now all insults from what I'm seeing. What exactly do they mean when used this way? And are they interchangeable? When it comes to these names, it's complicated. Okay. If you've ever wondered which is worse, dealing with a Karen, a Stacy, or a Becky, go ahead and take a closer look. What does Karen mean? A Karen is a generic name that's common among middle aged women. It was one of the top 5 most popular baby names for girls from 1957 until 1966 and peaked at number 3 in 1965, according to the Social Security data. Yeah, they got that data. They got your data, that's Social Security. So, Karen is also the Danish of Catherine, which is a popular associated with a Greek word for pure. However, the meaning of Karen has evolved. It no longer means pure. It has evolved, and over recent years, record of the insult Karen appears as early as September of 2016. September of 2016. That kind of ties in with the election, right? People were melting down with Trump getting in, or, they were melting down that he could probably get in. So we're looking at that. And by 2020, Karen had gained a slang meaning that refers to a middle aged white woman. So, middle aged white women. However, it does refer to just however, it does not refer to just any middle-aged white woman. the popularization of Karen as an insult has been credited to Black Twitter. So, wait, in 2010, we're gonna stop there. Let me interject a little bit here. Maybe we'll click on Black Twitter, see what comes up. So, Black Twitter, Black Twitter. What does Black Twitter mean? Black Twitter is a word to describe the collective identity of Black users on Twitter. In a sense, Black Twitter is a digital community that allows people to connect and bond over what it means to be Black. Huh? This includes both lighthearted and grim aspects. The focus tends to be reflective of African American experiences, though not exclusively. First, you're excluding me out because I don't consider myself African American. I consider myself American, and I consider myself Black because though I never came from Africa, the ancestors came from Africa, but we're not Africans. So why are we being called African American? So again, I do protest against being called African American. I'll go with Negro. That's okay. You can call me Negro. I'm okay with Negro because Negro means black. So I'm okay with being called black because that's what I am. But do you know people would take offense if you called them Negro? They would take offense to that. I don't. But a lot of people would take offense if you called them Negro. Any event, so this is Black Twitter. So let's go back to our article here. So Black Twitter started this thing. So is this telling me that a collective people, a Black collective people, gave white women this title or this slang name, Karen? Blacks did that to white women. I'm going to say Black women did it. I'm pretty sure it was them. Um, gave white women this Karen slang. I kind of wonder if a white person were to give a Black woman a slang, what would that look like? What do you think Black Twitter would say about that? Oh yeah, the Karens are giving us names now. Yeah, it probably goes something like that. But what name, say, would you give a Black woman? We're going to get into the description of the Karen in a minute, but I'd like to know, what name would a Black woman be called if she was a so-called Karen? I don't think Shanae would be it. That would be for a ghetto girl, not Shanae. We're going to think about that. What would a Black Karen look like from the description that we're going to get into? So, okay, what does it mean? In 2020, Karens became further associated with bad behavior as videos surfaced of women acting out over refusing to wear masks or to social distance to protect against the COVID, and also engaging in extremely racist behavior. Now, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I refuse to wear masks. Would I be considered a Karen? Um, what else? To protect, they refuse to wear masks. Okay, yeah, I refuse to wear masks. So am I a Karen? And then they engaged in extremely racist behavior. What would that mean? What does racist behavior in this day and time means? Um, anything that you say that the left doesn't like is considered racist behavior. So therefore, by definition, I could be a Karen, except that I'm Black. So, what would you call somebody like me who's Black? Again, we're not going with Shanae because that's ghetto and I'm not ghetto. I'm gonna have to do that. Dong 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 dong. In the comments, if you've come up with a name, what a Karen, a black Karen would look like, please write that name in the description. Right, well, not in the description, but in the comments. Write that. What would a black Karen look like in the description? So we're going to go over this again. So when these instances are captured on video, they tend to go viral, with the Karen in question being publicly shamed. For example, Central Park Karen was a white woman who called the police on the black man bird watching in the park. Okay, so she called the police. He was bird watching. I don't know what the story's all about, but okay. I've called the police, not on bird watching, but I've called the police on people. Um, Next one, there was also a Costco Karen who was filmed throwing a tantrum over being asked to wear a face mask. Yeah, that could have been me, um, but this is a white person. And then there was the zombie Karen who ran into a glass door and licked it while screaming racist slurs after being refused to enter a bar. So they did not let her into a bar because she did refuse to wear a mask. Is that right? Yeah, I know that was Costco. Oh, anyway, in short, being a Karen or told that you're a Karen, haircut is not a compliment. Yeah, Karen kind of took a while. Does Becky mean? Like Karen, Becky follows the trend of a first name being used to generalize certain types of person. Again, we're talking about white women. However, Becky's aren't middle-aged, ignorant, and aggressive white women. Instead, they are typically younger white women who are unaware or take advantage of their privilege. Becky's are the new Valley girls. Okay. And so Becky is a pet form of the biblical name Rebecca. So they've taken the beautiful name Rebecca, and of course short for Becky, and then they've turned it into a terrible thing. Rebecca was a saint, pretty much a saint in the Bible, but now they've turned her into a, let's read on. However, the name became widely used as a slang insult in the late 2010s. Oh, Beyonce. Beyonce helped solidify this in 2016 with her song Sorry, which refers to a Becky with the good hair, whom many have interpreted to be a white woman, Becky with the good hair. But don't Beyonce got Becky hair? She got Becky hair, all her wigs and her weaves and stuff. You want to be like Becky, Becky with the good hair. Anyway, in addition, oh no. In addition to referring to a woman unaware of her white privilege and acting racist, Becky is also used to mock basic young women who love their pumpkin spice. What's wrong with pumpkin spice? Their Uggs. Dude, I have 3 pairs of Uggs right there. What's wrong with Uggs? And social media photos. The key to this stereotype is that Becky are basic, completely unoriginal, and mainstream. But she got good hair though. Okay. In addition to loving apple picking in the fall and selfies, a Becky is a stereotyped as a so-called basic bitch. Oh my God. Who is a privileged, sheltered, generic, and unlikable white woman. This stuff is really hateful. Oh my God. No wonder I've never like paid attention to these things because I'm not in that space. I'm not in the hating people space. That's why I don't know what these things mean because I'm not there. Okay, what does a Stacy mean? Stacy is also a projectory. Again, please forgive me. I went to the public schools. Pejorative slang term for a woman. The origin of Stacy is obscure and may come from Anastasia, a beautiful name, Anastasia, or Ustas. Sounds European. However, Stacy reached peak popularity in the United States in the 1970s and 80s. Oh my God, this was a while back. And can be spelled Stacy or Stacie, Stacy. By 2011, it had taken on an entirely different connotation. Stacy now is used as a stereotype for an attractive woman who is vain, rude, and only interested in sex. Stacys are sexually active and looked upon for it. This version of Stacy originated from incel culture. What is incel culture? Incel culture. Incel culture, short for involuntary celibacy. Incel refers to an internet subculture of men who blame women for the fact that they are not having sex. Okay, so they blame women for not having sex. Why? Because the women is holding out on the coochie. They're not giving up the coochie. So, this version of Stacy originated from incel culture, which is an internet subculture of men who are celibate and blame women for lack of sex, for their sex lives. They use the term to describe typical white blonde women with porn star bodies. What? You're in good shape, you look good, you got to have a porn star body? Like, come on. And a sensually and a sensuality they hate because they can't have them. Okay, so they hate these women because they can't have sex with these women. So therefore they call you a Stacy. Stacy is similar to the term whore. Oh my God. Stacy, so the Stacys are out there getting it on with some men and they're not giving it up to some men. And so those men that they're not giving it up to call them a whore and they call them Stacys. So it is dehumanizing, sexist, and a scapegoats, a woman who is deemed promiscuous by men. They've got more here on this, but I'm gonna skip all that. Oh, this is an example if we didn't understand. As we've explained, Becky is similar in that she is also a closed-minded white female, but she's typically a younger one who is entitled and guided by her white privilege. Why do I feel like all of this came from Black Twitter? All them Black women on Black Twitter is the one who's put this all together. Except for the Stacey, since that's been around since the 1970s. So here's an example that they give you of a Becky. For example, Becky didn't understand the controversy behind the college admissions scandal since her parents also made a large donation to help Top Choice when she applied to schools. I wonder if this has to do with what was that woman from, oh my God, the ones with the twins, Full House, that woman. She paid for her children, I believe, to go into schools or something. I wonder if her children are Becky's or that's right. That's it. Her name was Becky. Oh my God. I think her name was Becky from the show. I'm gonna have to look it up. I think her name was Becky from the show. I'm wondering, is that where this comes from? Becky's? Oh my God. While hanging out at the pool with her friends, Becky almost called the police on her black neighbor because she didn't recognize him. So Becky is at the pool. She's having a good time. She's drinking and whatever. And I guess her neighbor comes over and she almost called the police because she didn't recognize the neighbor. And so she's gonna call the police. If I see somebody at my backyard and I don't recognize you, I'm gonna call the police. It don't matter if you black, white, Chinese, green, or yellow. If I don't know you, I'm calling the police because you're on my property. So why is that a Becky? Anyway, that's my common sense. Oh, here goes Stacey. Stacey is most similar to Becky, but is used for more of a sexualized, sexist stereotypes. It slams a sensual, attractive blonde due to her looks. For example, not only does Jack and bully Steve does not only does Jack bully Steve, but he called one of my friends a Stacy because she doesn't give him the time of day. Okay, so not only does so Jack is the bully, he bullies Steve, and then he calls the women he can't lay Stacy's. Okay, I think I'm getting the slang. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. So, if you went through that with me, you now know what a Becky is, what a Karen is, and what a Stacy is. It's pretty much taking beautiful names and turning them into a hateful meaning because of people that you don't like because of their skin color. I think this was the most just horrific thing that I could have gone through. But again, all this builds up in the Black Twitter sphere where Black women say, it's okay, we can call you Karens, we can demonize you this way. We can make fun of you this way. We can tease you this way. We can bully you this way. But then if you dare stand up and speak for yourself, then you're a Karen or you're a Becky or you're a Stacy. But I beg the difference to say, what do you call the Black females? Hmm? If you call them Shanae, then then you're stereotyping Black women and calling Black women all kinds of nasty names. What would be another name to call them? I don't know because it's not something I've thought about. But I'll bet you if somebody white comes up with something, it's going to be a whole bunch of controversy. And they're not going to care that they were the ones who started it by calling people Becky's and Karen's and Stacy's. No, they'll get a pass because of that Black privilege. Yes, they will. Because Blacks do have Black privilege. And the Black Twitter sphere has Black privilege because they can go on Twitter and spew whatever they want to. And any kind of pushback they get, then those people are called Karens, Becky's, and Stacy's. And then they're just called Black privilege. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching and learning with me the social slang of what these things mean. So anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching and you take care. And man, we got a whole lot of souls to save, starting with Black Twitter.